going on, everyone? This is episode 1 of the Solemn Strength vlog. If you are listening to the audio, this is episode 5 of the Solemn Strength podcast. It has been about a year since I actually recorded an episode of the podcast, so that's pretty sad. I apologize about that, but we're in a much different place now than we were 1 year ago. So if you're listening to the audio, welcome back. Hopefully this looks okay. This is like the best I can do in terms of a like a set or something here. Basically, I'm just in my living room and I want to use this space like once a week to update everyone who follows me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, or they follow the podcast. Now you can consider following the YouTube channel, and I'm going to talk about what I am messing with, playing with, putting into practice. So this is it, episode 1. So since last year, big update, and why I have that little thing there. I am officially a member of the Foot Nerd Tribe, which is a group of people who work with the Foot Collective, which is an organization that is attempting to give health back to the people. So I was part of the inaugural group of applicants who has now certified as a foot nerd, which basically means I know more than the average person about foot health and foot function and ways to restore function in the feet, and use that to help restore more optimal function throughout the body and potentially throughout the mind. So I am especially proud of that. I have a master's degree. I'm a USA weightlifting coach. I'm a personal trainer. I'm an instructor in a few different fitness modalities. I am extremely proud to be a part of this organization. So please check out the Foot Collective. It's amazing. We're going to change the world. So let's talk about footwear. So if you know nothing about me, what I would consider a major part of what I do professionally and personally is that I wear unconventional footwear. And I wear what I consider better footwear or better shoes than the average person wears. No disrespect to anyone who's wearing conventional footwear, but I think the shoes that I choose to wear are better for my feet and thus better for the rest of my body. So here we have two options, two different shoes that I wear regularly. This first one that the people on YouTube can see, the people on the podcast cannot see, is the Hitave water shoe. This is an extremely low cost, but very nicely designed, wide, lightweight, unsupportive shoe, which I have used to run over 100 miles in preparation for my first half marathon, which I ran a couple weeks ago. So this is a great shoe. You can find it on Amazon if you search up Hitave, Hiitave. It's between 20 and 30 bucks, depending on which model or color you choose. If you have foot pain or you have hip pain or knee pain or anything, this is a great shoe to start with. You can also find these at the link in my Instagram bio. So I'll try to somehow bring that back. I'll link it or something. Great shoe. I love it. A shoe that I think is a little bit better, or in some ways much better, is this one here. So this is the Vivo Barefoot Primus Firm Ground. So I've had this shoe for about a year, and it's amazing. So Vivo Barefoot, if you've never heard of them, is a company from the UK who is trying to make shoes that are more optimally designed for natural foot function. And let me just explain a little bit what that means. So the proper shoe should be wide enough in the forefoot for your toes to splay out nice and wide. It should be totally flat or zero drop, so it should not have any elevation in the heel. The toe and the heel should be at the same height, and it should be unsupportive. By using a shoe that is not supportive, you continue to keep your intrinsic foot muscles as well as the muscles of your lower leg strong, and thus able to support the rest of your body through running or training or weightlifting or whatever. The Vivos are going to be more expensive. So this model, I think, was about $100 when I bought them a year ago, but they are often made with recycled material. Vivo Barefoot has a goal of like practicing sustainable, ethical manufacturing processes. Excuse me. So if you care about that, and if you have a little more extra money to spend, this I would prefer the Vivo. It's definitely more durable. I've worn these shoes for probably a couple hundred miles, and they are still holding up. So some great options there. Um, what else can we talk about? I think that's about it for now. I mean, I guess if you're listening to the podcast between last year and this year, I've had some philosophical training changes or behavioral changes. So I've started running, and I got into running because it's something that I've tried to do dozens of times in the past to no avail. And then through using proper footwear, through engaging in nasal breathing, which is something we'll talk about in the future, and through running or jogging at a very slow pace with really no expectation for mileage or speed or running a marathon or anything like that, I've been able to stick with running. I now run probably 3 to 5 times per week. This morning I ran 5 miles. And my basic philosophy with running now, and something that I want to make very clear to people who are watching this, who are interested in whatever I have to say about fitness or running, is that running should be very healing and beneficial to the body. So if you're running properly, in my opinion, and the opinion of some other people who are much smarter than me, when you run, you should land on your midfoot. So what that means is you should land somewhere north of the middle of the foot. You should not heel strike. When you land on your heel in running or in any other movement, a lot of that ground reaction force is taken by the structures, so the bones, the joints, hips and knees, etc. When you land on your midfoot or your forefoot, the heel moves down towards the ground. Your calves respond by accepting that force and then giving it back as kinetic energy, and it's just a much more sustainable, optimal way to run. In fact, I believe it is the natural human way to run. So that is my basic philosophy on running. I've been able to run, like I said, a half marathon, a few 5Ks with no injuries, with no foot pain, no knee pain, no joint pain whatsoever. But there are running coaches who are way more knowledgeable than me who can articulate the benefits of midfoot or forefoot striking more. So I will link them in the description, and I think we will call it there because we are nearing the 10-minute mark. If you are listening, thank you very much for listening. If you are watching, thank you very much for watching. If you have anything in particular you would like me to discuss or talk about, or you have questions, then comment below in the comments, comment on Instagram, shoot me a DM, shoot me a Facebook message, whatever. My intention as a personal trainer is to help the people and give power back to the people. So that's what you should know about myself as a personal trainer. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.